here's the plan. So the concert starts at 8:30, right? But Rick Montgomery isn't gonna go on stage until later. So since we don't actually have any tickets, I think we should probably go at 9. Oh, where does your grandma keep her keys?
By the back door, but she already knows, so we can go whenever.
You told your grandma?
Oh, don't worry about it, she's cool.
Kimmy, I told you not to tell anybody.
But she's my grandma.
Jesus, you need to get your head in the game, okay?
My head is in the game. Okay?
Good. Because I am trusting you with one of the most important parts of tonight's plan. Here.
Why are we gonna need a hammer?
After we park the car and sneak past security, we break into Rick Montgomery's trailer, steal all of his shit, put it in our bags, and get the fuck back home.
Where did you even get that?
Oh, this? This is my bust shit up hammer. You can break anything. Locks, desk lamps, bone, anything. So you're gonna be in charge of the hammer, okay?
Do I have to be in charge of the hammer?
Yes, because your job is to be the lookout. So if anyone comes near you, if you get into any kind of trouble, you use that. Got it?
Maybe this isn't such a good idea, you know?
Why would you say that?
Well, don't you just feel kind of bad doing this to Rick Montgomery?
Rick Montgomery is an awful human being, Kitty.
No, I know that, but don't you just feel sort of bad? I mean, his wife just died.
And
it was really tragic, and they were married for a really long time, and they would play together as band, and they were really great, and then she died.
So what?
So maybe he's not emotionally prepared to get robbed.
I'm sorry. Are you trying to back out on me right now?
No.
You are. You're trying to back out on me.
No. It's just that Mr. Ferguson at school said I need to start voicing
you
my
know what? That's
concerns
fine.
about
I don't
things.
care. Fine.
So I'm voicing my
No,
concerns.
you know what? If you're not on my team, then I can go by myself.
What?
I'm fine with that. I was probably gonna go alone anyway, so maybe you're just not ready for this kind of thing.
No, I am ready for this type of thing, okay? I'm on this team. The Megan Kimmy team. Megan me. Oh my God, what if we see him?
We're not gonna see him.
No, but what if we do? What if we freak him out so bad that he just has to write a song about it? Like, have you ever heard that song that's like, you're so vain, you probably think this song is about you. But this time, the song is actually about us.
We're not gonna see him, Kimmy, okay? This is an airtight plan.
Yeah.
But if we do see him, he's gonna rue the day he ever crossed Megan McClaskey.
This is gonna be so much fun!
You could be the most famous dancer in the entire world, and I would not be impressed at all. I probably wouldn't even know who you were because I don't give a fuck about dance, and I don't know many people who do, frankly. Like, you're a famous opera singer? Who cares? That's the thing about the world. It's so big that you can always be anonymous. Like, I've done some pretty bad things on the internet. And some days I freak out thinking that someone's gonna find out all the bad things I've done. And I get really anxious. I mean, someone's gonna find out at some point because we're all naked before technology, you know what I'm saying? So I get panicked and anxious, but then I think there will always be some place in the world that I can go and be anonymous. France, maybe. And also, moreover, there will always be some person in the world who doesn't hate me. Even if I tell them the worst thing I've ever done, they'll be like, that's fine. I don't really mind. Even if you do awful, awful things like putting babies on spikes or something, they'll still be like, that's okay. I don't mind. And that makes me feel a lot better when I'm feeling anxious about the things I've done. How did I get here? Dance. Who cares?
I'm going to be the greatest artist Missouri has ever produced. Oh no, the entire Midwest. There have been very famous people. World famous people, Tennessee Williams grew up in Missouri. He grew up not 3 blocks from where I live now. All his formative years. And Betty Grable, and Mark Twain, and Vincent Price, and Harry Truman, and Dreiser. And me. Oh God, me, I'm going to be so great. Unqualified. I'll have you know that I intend to study for 10 years. Then I'm going to burst forth on the world. And people will be abashed, amazed, astonished. People will die. Certain people are literally going to have cardiac arrest over astonishment at my achievements. Oh my goodness. Look! Is that she? Is that she? It is she! It is she! Ah! She died from cardiac arrest over astonishment at my artistic magnificence. Bullshit to put up with. I'll be standing right here, and people look through me like I'm empty air. There's so many times in which I'll say something and people act as though they don't hear me. And we'll be down at the well, and I can hear them say that the witch is muttering, that the witch has cast a spell. I didn't cast a spell. I said, can you please move your bucket? There's so many times in which I want to say something, but I don't. Because there's a voice in my head, and it says, do you really want that attention? I want to say something, but I'm tired.
Maybe you just haven't found the right guy.
Oh, please. I've met him more times than I care to admit.
Oh, come on. What's the longest relationship you ever had and how many hours did that last?
Well, why drag it out? He'll just start trying to run my life or else he'll want me to be his mother.
Not all men are like that.
I have yet to meet one who isn't, and I seriously doubt if I ever will.
Maybe you're right. I'm probably just a hopeless romantic, doomed to go through my life being disappointed. Look! There he goes sniffing after little Miss Navy Blue Linen. God! Look at the way he walks. You sure can wear a pair of pants.
I mean, what's the payoff for having had that many women?
Well, you've slept with just as many guys. What's the payoff for you?
I have not slept with as many guys.
How many guys have you slept with?
I don't know, like 100.
100?
I haven't kept count.
Trisha, that's a lot.
Yeah, but Tommy Valentine is like Wilt Chamberlain. He's probably slept with 1,000 women.
God. Do you think he's ever had an AIDS test?
You better hope so. Did he use a condom in the parking lot?
No.
Georgianne!
I know. Do you think he's ever done it with another man?
A guy like Tommy, as good looking as he is, I'm sure he's had opportunities.
Yeah. But he's way too good in bed to be gay.
That doesn't mean a thing. I knew this lifeguard once. Talk about good in bed. He was a total animal. Loved sex. Loved it. Then, one day I showed up at his apartment and found him in bed with a telephone repairman.
Oh my God. What did you do?
I went to happy hour at Bennigan's and picked up a busboy.
Have you ever had an AIDS test?
Yeah.
I'm too scared to go through with it. I mean, I know the chances are slim, but with my luck. Weren't you scared?
Yeah, I was.
What made you go through with it?
Well, it seemed like the responsible thing to do, and that lifeguard died.
Shit, Trisha, he died of AIDS? You're okay, aren't you?
Yes, Georgianne, I'm fine.
Well, I certainly hope Tommy Valentine doesn't have AIDS, but let me tell you one thing, I cannot wait for him to lose his looks.
And he will. It's bound to catch up with him. He's gonna be one of those hatchet-faced old men that really handsome guys turn into.
Yes, and he'll have one of those big red Ted Kennedy noses from drinking so much his whole life.
He'll have a beer gut.
He'll lose all his hair.
He'll wear golf pants.
Oh, green golf pants that are too tight.
Yes, he'll unbutton his shirt a few more buttons than he should.
No. He won't do any of that. He'll just get better looking as he gets older. I, on the other hand, will be big as a house. And I'll just wake up one morning and I'll be dead. And he won't even remember the fact that he ever even knew me. Much less slept with me.
You were right. You're crazy.
Well, I guess there goes my fantasy of getting laid by Sonny Corleone tonight.
Not necessarily. There are lots of cute guys here.
I dare you to find me one who is straight, single, and has a job.
Maybe you need to lower your expectations.
Don't tempt me, Trisha. I just might.
I still don't understand it. Why do they hate us so much? It's just love. What, does it scare them? They took Ruth while she was out buying food. They burned her with cigarette ends and they made her give them my name. She signed a statement saying that I seduced her. I didn't blame her. God, I loved her. I didn't blame her. And it wasn't long before they came for me. feels strange that my life should come to an end in such a terrible place. But for 3 years I had roses. And I apologize to no one.
Want to know? I don't want to know. In the last 3 years, I have had to bail on 7 first dates and my sister's mastectomy just to spin shit I don't want to know. And right now, I'm trying to figure out if my biggest problem today will be explaining why the President of the United States used the word cunty to describe his wife to 3 diplomats. Or if there is still something more awful involving ass play that I need to know about. Is there, Harriet? Is today about to become an oozing pustule on the anus of my week? Or is everything fine?
You always do this. You always steal my food and then promise you're gonna replace it, but the fact is, you haven't been grocery shopping once in the entire 9 months we've lived in this apartment. Do you even know how to go grocery shopping? No. So then you just decide it's okay for you to steal my cherries that I bought for me to eat on my birthday. Well, that's not how it works, Lacey. I am not your mother. I am your roommate. And roommates share responsibilities. I don't even understand what you do all day. Every time I come home, the sink is full of dirty dishes, the floor hasn't been swept, the bathroom is filthy. Like, is there some kind of deal going on here that I don't know about? Am I supposed to be your babysitter or your maid? Well, I already have a job. It is killing me. All day long, I just sit there, numb, with nothing to puncture the empty sack of time but Microsoft Solitaire. And Googling myself. But the only thing I get are swim team statistics and dates of death for other Charlottes. And then I realize I'm not even special. All over the world, there are other Charlottes in other offices Googling themselves and getting the same random array of tragic little factoids. And then I hear the Xerox machine humping itself down the hall, and I think, I am nothing but a copy. I am just a copy in a world full of copies.
What is it with men? I mean, I don't have a problem with men or anything. I love men. I've been to bed with 78 of them. I counted. So obviously there's not a problem or anything. It's just, he didn't even apologize or anything. And how can he say on the phone that he doesn't want to see me anymore? I mean, why now? Why couldn't he have waited? I don't know what to do. Like, why does it always go wrong? I don't want to be on my own. And I'm sick of people telling me I'll be better off on my own. I'm not that sort of person. I can't do it. I did everything for him. I was patient and all the things you're supposed to be. And people kept telling me, don't accept this from him, don't accept that. Like, you know, when he stayed out all night? I mean, not very often, once or twice. And people said, tell him to fuck off.
But how could I? Because what if he did? Because they all do. Everyone I've ever met. They all disappear, and I don't know if it's me or what. I don't want to be on my own. I can't stand it. And I know it's supposed to be great, but I don't think that it is. I can't help it. It's no good pretending. It's fucking lonely. And I can't bear it.
I told you I have class at 2.
Am I late?
Well, I can't miss any more class.
I told you I would come to you.
And I said that I didn't want you in my apartment.
I brought you something.
What am I supposed to do with that, Leo?
Love it. Cherish it. Teach it everything you know. Make a pie. I think about you all the time. I think about you in college. I think about if they have left-handed desks for you to use.
They do.
Thank God.
Yeah, well, sometimes the right-handed people sit at the left-handed desks and I get really pissed.
Bastards.
Yeah, it's like you're not just hurting me, you're hurting yourself.
You like it?
I don't want to talk about college with you, Leo.
Why?
Because you're just going to be, like, disdainful.
No, I want to hear.
Well, I mean, everyone's so much younger than me. I mean, just 2 years, but it's lonely. But I am taking this class on global health that I think is really, I mean, I met with the professor a couple times and I think I might actually help her out with some research next summer in Mumbai if the money works out.
You always wanted to go to India.
Yeah, well, it'll be really nice to travel somewhere not on my parents' dime, you know?
I could come.
To Mumbai.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
I want to break up.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Yeah, the other night when I said I needed some time to think, I'm sorry, that wasn't true. I want to break up. I know the timing is shitty. I was gonna do it no matter what when you finish the bike trip. It's not about you going AWOL this summer.
So you...
Even though I am really pissed about that still.
So you've been planning this for a while?
Yeah. Yes.
That's why you backed out of the bike trip.
Well, no, I actually didn't back out of the bike trip. I was never definitely coming on the bike trip. Well, when Allison backed out, it was...
Allison tore her ACL, dude. That is not the same
fine,
thing.
but it wasn't going to be the trip we planned. It wasn't going to be the
Okay,
four
but
of
you
us.
admit that we planned a trip. There was a trip that was planned, and you planned to come with us.
I'm sorry I didn't go on the bike trip,
No,
okay?
it was fine. It was great, actually, to have that time with Micah. So, I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Well, good.
I mean, it would have been nice to have you there when he was killed. It would have been nice not to be alone for that.
Yeah, well, it would have been nice if you could have showed up at the funeral. You know, I really needed you then. Do you know how hurtful that was? And humiliating. That everyone was like, where the fuck is Leo? And I was like, I don't know. He hasn't even called me.
You were already planning to break up with me. What? I'm sorry, Beck. I'm just trying to put this timeline together. It's a little confusing.
You're laying this all on me, but we had problems. We never had the kind of relationship that Micah and Allison had. I mean, they were like...
I actually thought it was the other way around. That we had the real thing, and they were the ones who were just going through the motions, because I thought about you all the time when you weren't there, and I talked about you like some sort of lovesick idiot, and Micah never talked about Allison at all.
That's because he didn't have to.
I think you must have some sort of weird, idealized picture of their relationship in your head because it might interest you to know that he cheated on her, Ashley.
Okay.
Multiple times, with some very questionable partners.
You know what? It's actually not cheating when it's an open relationship, and I don't think it's fair at all to talk about him that way, and I really don't think it's even
I
my
just think it's
business.
interesting that your idea of a perfect relationship involves him getting a blowjob from the 15-year-old girl whose uncle owns the campground.
My idea of the perfect relationship involves feeling like I don't have to justify myself all the time to someone who claims that they love me and yet is just constantly disappointed in me. I am so tired of disappointing you, Leo. Fuck you for telling me that about Micah. I didn't want to know that.
Don't do it. Just please don't open that box one more crack. Just please don't ask me to marry you. Just listen, okay? I can't let you do this to me. I mean, before I met you, I was a bitch. No, I mean, seriously. Like, all my coworkers thought I was a huge bitch, and those people that I introduced you as my friends, they're not my friends. They're scared of me. Or they were, up until I met you. I mean, I never said please or thank you at restaurants. I never smile or laugh at anyone else's jokes but my own. And I never tip more than 10%. But since being with you, I feel all warm and fuzzy. Like, I get this strong urge to donate to charities or help out at soup kitchens or hug people. I mean, in the past month, I've given nearly $10 to homeless men. I've helped 3 old ladies cross the street. I even got one of my so-called friends a present at full price. And it was something that I knew that she was gonna like. So don't you see? You make me nice. And what I'm terrified of is that you're gonna open that box and you're gonna ask me to marry you, and I'm just nicely gonna say yes. And then I'll be nice forever.
My name is Lucy. I think you should know your family thinks we're engaged. I've never been engaged before, so this is all very new for me, but, what I really came here to tell you is that, I didn't mean for this to happen. I mean, I don't know what to do. If you were awake, I wouldn't be in this mess, but, God, not that I'm blaming you, sorry. It's just that when I was a kid, I always wondered what I'd be like when I got older, and normal things. I'd have a family and a house and things like that. Not that I'm complaining, because I have a cat and I have a sole possession of a remote control. That's very important. It's just I've never met anybody that I could laugh with. Do you believe in love at first sight? Or have you ever seen somebody and you know that if only they really knew you, they'd dump the perfect model they're with and then realize that you're the one that they want to grow old with? Have you ever fallen in love with someone that you haven't even talked to? Have you ever been so alone that you spend the night confusing a man in a coma?
really